this is my new channel called DC Universe, and so basically I'm gonna do book reviews every Wednesday. I'm gonna be starting off with the Lemony Snicket series, a series of unfortunate events, and these are the first two books. The Reptile Room is the second one, and The Bad Beginning. I should have probably gone in this order, but oh well. So basically, I'm just gonna compare them to the movie and the show, which I've seen the show like 3 times, and I've only seen the movie once because they took it off of Netflix. But so I'm gonna start with this one. Like I should have. I'm destroying this whole house. I should have started with this book in the beginning, but it's about this whole series is about these 3 children who get chased around by this person right here. He already looks kind of evil, but he's this very bad villain of the book, and basically he chases them around in different disguises trying to steal their fortune. It's kind of a sad series because their parents and their house burned in a fire. How do I make this focus? It's not focusing. Should I hold it farther back? Oh well. But this is the book, and so their parents perished, and their house was burned by, I think it was this man. I haven't finished the series yet, but I'm on the second to last book. So basically, wherever they go, he goes with them. They don't know it, but he's chasing them, trying to steal their fortune, and they always have to think quick. So this book, basically they first hear the news on a beach that their parents have died in a fire, so they have to go live with the person that works at the bank that's in charge of their fortune. So they have to live with them until they send them to his house. So this book is how they have to survive in this. His name's Count Olaf, in Count Olaf's house, and it's kind of disgusting. Yeah, and he expects them to clean it. And he's very unfair, which is kind of the same as how, it's the exact same as how it is in the movie and in the show. And at one point he actually smacks Claus in the face because he wasn't listening. Well, he was listening, but he was being very unfair. So he told them to make him dinner. He didn't specify on what dinner to make. And then when they made him pasta, he said, "Where's the roast beef?" And they had to go out and buy their own food and learn how to cook and everything. So the first book, and then the second book, is when they finally, their person that they had to live with in the beginning, their banker, he found out that Count Olaf was bad, and so he sent them to live with their Uncle Monty. This is him looking at the baby playing with the snake with the orange hair. And he was nice, but then Count Olaf came in disguised as, disguised himself as the assistant of their Uncle Monty, and their Uncle Monty didn't know who he was because he was in disguise. So in every book they show what disguise he was in. The first book doesn't show a disguise because he wasn't in disguise, he was just Count Olaf. So in every book they give you a place where you can put your name. They show Count Olaf's new disguise, and then they show the 3 Baudelaires, Violet, Claus, and Sunny. Oh my gosh. Sunny's the baby, Violet is the oldest, and then Claus is the middle child. So in this book, basically they have to stay away from Count Olaf, and there's kind of no way to escape even at night because Count Olaf will stay in front of his room and watch them, and whenever you try to leave, he would like ask you where you were going. In the movie they actually showed a scene where Violet was trying to come out to escape to see if the coast was clear, and then Count Olaf basically confronted her and asked her where she was going, and then she had to go back into her room. So there was kind of no escaping him in this book. But then finally well, this is the bad part, but Count Olaf, it's a very, very sad series. So basically, Count Olaf, murders Uncle Monty, and so they have to go live with somebody else, but that is for the next book. So to rate these two books out of 10, I'd say number 1, a 7, because there's nothing really interesting yet. And then this number 2 was definitely very eventful because there was a snake, like lots and lots of snakes, and the first murder. But this one would be rated probably a 9. I really liked these books. I hit myself in the face. I'm destroying everything. But cool. This series is really cool because he like puts himself into the story. His name isn't actually Lemony Snicket, it's Daniel Handler, but he incorporates himself into the story, and he doesn't even put his actual name anywhere on here. It just says Lemony Snicket. And even in the back where it's like about the author, he signs himself as Lemony Snicket. It's kind of weird to me, but that's cool. What else is cool is that in his summaries and during the book, he says that you should probably go read something else. When normally authors try to make it so that people will want to read their books, he's literally telling you to put them down and go somewhere else. Pretty sure in the first book, he said you should put it down and run away.
Oh,
He did. Somewhere in one of his books, he said so. He said, if you're interested in stories with happy endings, you will be better off reading some other book. In this book, not only is there no happy ending, there's no happy beginning and very few happy things in the middle. This is because not very many happy things happened in the lives of the Baudelaire youngsters. One of the books, he said you should probably put it down and run away. It's probably this book, but one of them, he's really telling you, go away from this book. Don't pick it up. Like in all of his summaries, he says, don't read it. Oh, the show. The show is kind of exactly like this, but there are definitely differences. So, well, the show differs from the movie because in the movie, there's a lot of differences from the movie because it's a movie, so it has to be kind of short. So, basically, in the movie, the Baudelaire children were told that they had to go live somewhere else because their parents died, and then instead of going to their Aunt Josephine's house after Uncle Monty, they went back to Count Olaf's house. And I forgot one of the very important parts of this book. Count Olaf tries to marry Violet because he wants their fortune, and they pointed out that you're not allowed to marry somebody older than you unless you have the permission of your guardian, but Count Olaf already thought of that. He was their guardian in this book, so he gave himself permission. And but Violet came up with an idea to get around his plan. So basically, she signed the document instead of with her right hand, her dominant hand, she signed it with her left hand. So technically that's not her own hand, because in the law it says you have to sign it with your own hand, but she used her non-dominant hand. So Claus used his research skills and he proved her to be correct, and he even got so his neighbor was a judge, and so he got her to say all of the vows, and so they went exactly how a real marriage would go. In this show, they actually went through every single book, and pretty much every episode was almost an hour long, but there was still a part 2 left. That's how action-packed these books are. But in the movie, they went straight back to Count Olaf's house, and then Count Olaf tried to marry her, Violet, and then the movie was over. So they never went to any of the rest of the books. I'm pretty sure there were 13 books. Yeah, there are 13 books, and all of them are equally interesting. And I'm gonna do them next Wednesday. I'm gonna do the next 2 books, 3 and 4, and then so on from there. But that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you might want to go out and get yourselves these 2 books, The Reptile Room, and The Bad Beginning. I did it in the wrong order again. I guess that's a habit now. I have to do that in all my videos. I said the books in the wrong order. again. Moving on. That's it for the video. So hopefully you'll be back on Wednesday to come back to DC Universe, and I'll be reviewing the next 3 and 4, like I already said. So DC Universe. Okay, so bye.